What's up, everybody? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the debut album from the band Power Trip, entitled Manifest Decimation. This is released on Southern Lord Records. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Dallas, Texas, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very aggressive, punishing style of crossover thrash. Pretty much, if you were to think of stuff like MOD or DRI, with just a little bit of that nuclear assault and Slayer influence going on. Yeah. These guys have been making a lot of noise for the last couple of years, releasing a lot of demos, an EP here and there, and they've been very much active when it comes to touring. And after all of that stuff, we finally have the very first official full-length album from this band, that, of course, being Manifest Decimation. It's 8 tracks, and it clocks in at around 34 minutes in length. And for the 8 tracks that you get with this album, you're going to get some of the aggression that you heard from this band's prior works, and you're going to get some really, really crushing stuff. I mean, for a label that pretty much prides itself amongst stoner doom, sludge, drone, and noise and all that stuff, I think it's a very, very refreshing kind of thing to have something like this, being thrash metal or crossover thrash, be thrown into the forefront here with Power Trip. And I'd have to say this is a very worthwhile debut album. The guitar work on here is very good. Definitely gives you that old thrash type of vibe. I mean, thinking of stuff like Nuclear Assault or Slayer. Just the way some of the guitar riffing is done here, I think it's very powerful. The riffs and the leads are very well executed. I'm enjoying the solo work too. A little bit of that manic, chaotic kind of vibe when it comes to the soloing. I think it's really cool. Preferably the first couple of tracks that you hear on this record, the title track and Conditioned to Death. I think there's some really great stuff being done here with the guitar. Very, very well executed stuff. The bass is good too. I think it's a very nice and solid bass tone. Very audible and clear. Mainly, this is a guitar-driven record, but the bass definitely suits itself amongst the chaos and the noise that you hear on this kind of album. And I think it's very well done here. When it comes to the drums have a very unique type of pattern going on for them. You get the typical type of thrash beats, very fast-paced, but it's mainly a mid-paced type of speed. But it's an almost fast kind of mid-paced kind of style. I'm really enjoying the way that the drums are being done here. There are moments where things slow down just a little bit, but once you get past that, you get onto some very well evidented speeds in the drums. You get some great drum rolls, some great snare blasts, great kicks and toms. Just some really amazing drum work to be heard here. It's pretty much, if you are a fan of the old thrash kind of style, I think it's really cool. And now we get to the vocals. This is where you almost get a small bit of hardcore influence being done here, because the vocals are very rugged, almost throaty. You hear a little tiny hint of reverb being done in the vocals to give it just a small added extra amount of effect, but I think it's very helpful, and I think it makes this album a lot more enjoyable. I enjoy this guy's vocal style. Very much going back to the older kind of thrash styles. I'm picking up a little bit of a Paul Bailoff type of vibe, Paul Bailoff Exodus. That's the kind of vibe I get from this guy's vocal style. I think it's really good. His wails, his vocals are incredible here. I mean, songs like the title track, Murderer's Row, and Crossbreaker, just some great vocal stuff being done here. Even some of the chants and shouts that you hear on some tracks, I think it's pretty damn cool too. And it definitely has, it definitely helps out with the kind of vocal style you hear with this album. So overall, I think this is a very well executed debut. I definitely recommend this to fans of crossover thrash or traditional thrash metal. I think this is a really top-notch release, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what the future holds for this band. And not to mention, earlier in the year, I reviewed the new Hooded Menace album. The guy that does vocals for Hooded Menace is the drummer for this band. I forgot to mention that. And yeah, he's talented on the drums as well as doing vocals for that other kind of band. I think it's freaking awesome. So, yeah, Power Trip kick ass. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say the title track, Conditioned to Death, Murderer's Row, Crossbreaker, and the closing track, Hammer of Doubt. Pretty epic closing track, if I do say so myself. So I'm going to leave you some links in the description box as to how you can get a hold of this album, hear it, purchase it. I'm going to leave you a link to the Southern Lord Bandcamp where you can stream this album in its entirety, hear it for yourself, be your own judge, buy it digitally if you happen to buy things digitally. Also to the Southern Lord web store where you can buy the physical copy. It's also available in an LP format. And there are also combo deals with the LP and the CD. So if you're into classic thrash or crossover thrash, this is something to definitely check out. So I'm going to show you the album again. This is Manifest Decimation by Power Trip. This is released on Southern Lord Records. Definitely check this out, and I'm going to give this a very solid 8.5 out of 10. Very impressive debut, and hopefully more great things will be coming soon from Power Trip. This is some really sensational crossover thrash, so I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel, and until the next time, Armijo out.